This is the second video. In this one I'm going to show you how to do a column chart to answer any of the other discontinuous questions like, for example, do students who eat breakfast make more progress in school? That would be a good one to ask. If you eat breakfast, because you would expect that the head teacher here would be wanting to know, your parents say, eat your breakfast. And obviously the context here is we're trying to work out, do students who eat breakfast make better progress? So we're going to do breakfast and progress. Well, if you've just watched the first video, you might be thinking, well, I just highlight the first column and I go all the way to the bottom and I highlight the second column exactly the same way by holding control. Let's just pretend I went to the bottom. I'm stopping on person 16. Your scatter plot won't know what to do. It will try and plot all these values along the bottom for each person, and then it's just going to try and plot yes and no for these people, whether or not they eat breakfast. Well, it can't do that. So we're going to have to use something else in order to draw our column chart. We also, for example, can't draw a column on that data. Notice I'm always making sure that I stop at the bottom. I mean, this is if you try and add a column in, it just doesn't know what to do. It really wouldn't know what to do. So this is what we have to do. Notice that the breakfast is in column H and progress is in column C. So H and C, H1, C1, all the way down to 250. So it's this column and this column. At the bottom, I've put in some little boxes for you to play around with. You can use any of these, and they're kind of to get you started. But this is the one we're going to do. Notice you can make your own boxes, and I would expect that you do this. You can make your own little, if you want to ask your own questions, you can do exactly the same way I've done here. Just put your values in. You can get rid of the boxes if you want, you can add color and all sorts. So here we go. I've said to use AverageIF formula, and this is the way the formula works. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So all formulas start with an equals. So we start with equals. And notice I've said AverageIF, so you type AverageIF bracket. You get three things: range, criteria, and average range. So this is trying to work out which people said that they do eat breakfast. So if you remember, it was column H was where people said that they ate breakfast or not. So that's over there, column H. If I go right up to column H, you can all see that's where the breakfasts are. Notice the formula is editable up here. I can click up here and add to that formula. I'm still typing in that box down the bottom. So the range is going to be H1 all the way down to H250. This is where I start to write things manually. H1 colon H250. H1 colon H250. Notice the blue box. This is here just saying that those are the cells we've just selected. We type comma. It jumps from range to criteria. The criteria here, I could just write yes. I only want the people who said yes. However, I like to use, where's the breakfast thing gone? It's down there. I like to use the cell that contains the word yes, and you'll see why I do that in a second. I've clicked back here. I didn't need to. I could have stayed up there. Now I'm going to say I want to say the ones who said yes. Well, that's B, which is this column, 279. I could, if I wanted, write in speech marks yes, but actually it's a lot better if you just use the cell reference, which is B 279. Comma, now's the way we work out the average. This is your mean average, like you would work out in maths, and this is all the values for progress, which is exactly the same column, the column C, from C1 all the way down to C 250. You'll notice that person, for example, hasn't put anything, but let's put it in anyway. C1 colon C250, close bracket, enter. The average learner score for people who said that they eat breakfast is 1.84. We write exactly the same formula for the one below it. I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to copy it from here. And notice I can't click anywhere because it's tracking what I do. If I want to finish, I press escape, not enter. I press escape, which means don't make any changes to that formula. So I highlighted it, copied it, and then I pressed escape. I can go into the cell below and I can paste the same formula. However, this one needs to change slightly. We're no longer referring to B279 here, which is this red one. We want to go to B, you guessed it, 280. There you go, 1.95. You could present it in your report to the head like that, or much better, you could present it graphically. This one would be quite a nice pie chart. So we highlight it, insert, pie, and we'll just go for this pie chart.